What's going on, Shopbox Universe? How's it going out there? Peter Karunas here with Shopbox, and today we're talking about your niche. What is it? How do I know what it is? Where can I find it? How easy is it for me to find? These are the things that we're going to be discussing in this video. Stay tuned. All right, so today we're talking about finding what your niche is. What is your niche? Well, this is what you do well. Now, most shops do a lot of things. Most sign and print companies, they do everything. They do a little bit of print, they do a little bit of wrapping, they do a little bit of fabrication, they do a little bit of install. That's great. That is 100% acceptable. It works in a lot of places. It's worked for me in the past. But in this video, we're really talking about becoming a niche shop. That means really doing one thing and doing one thing really, really well. Why would we want to do that? Well, a lot of businesses do things well and they evolve and they do things better. In this particular case, I found it to be very important to explore what that one product that you and your shop does and does well, and to maybe think about being a niche shop. You see, many shops look for opportunities of growth, and you don't necessarily have to grow your product line, you don't have to grow your location base, but instead you could scale it back and market one thing well. And that's really where this whole thing started with this video, is over the years, we're in a business where we don't do one thing, and it makes it harder to advertise. It makes it really susceptible to the Google side of advertising your business, because you have to create many different ads targeting many different types of businesses. Whereas if you did one thing, you'd create one ad and target your entire community, your entire territory, your entire market. So think of it this way. If I was a Greek shop and I sold gyros, I would find it being easier to market my cuisine in a marketplace that may or may not have a Greek restaurant in it. So if you're going on your phone and you type in gyros, or if you type in souvlaki, or if you type in Greek cuisine, most likely your business, your Greek restaurant, will show up. In our line of work, it's very difficult to get you to show up for a lot of those keyword rankings. So you may show up for printing, you may show up for logo design, but you don't show up for wall coverings or vehicle wraps. You know, you do it, and many people know you do it, but if they're not searching for it, it's gonna be harder to find. So if you were a niche shop and all you did was vehicle wraps, well, now that makes it really easy for you to find. And I kind of circle back here to a colleague of mine, Duncan from Gorilla Wraps. Shout out to you, Duncan. He's got some really great organic marketing going on there because he's a wrap shop. He has a lot of the same equipment. He can make signs if he wanted to. He just chooses not to because he markets himself as a niche vehicle wrapping facility, which is where I'm going with this video. In that, if you really think about doing something, find the one product that your shop is currently doing right now and exploit it, blow it up, put it out there in the universe, all over the place, and see what comes back. And focus on that one product, that one service, and forget about everything else. Just for a minute, I want to see what you would think if you did that. Would you get more customers? Would you get more calls? Or would you get less calls and less customers? I'd be willing to bet that you'd get more calls and more customers, because now you're focusing on doing one thing and doing one thing well. So how do you find what your niche is? Well, for starters, it's what you do best and what you're most comfortable with. So in my experience, one thing that our shop used to do every week, or every day for that matter, was channel letters. Now, sure, we did everything. We made awnings, we did wraps, we did interior and exterior signage, interior graphics, dimensional letters, engravings, you name it, we did it all. But one thing that we did really well was build channel letters. We had all the machinery to do it. In fact, we kept investing in machinery to do it faster and more efficiently. And this became our go-to service for the rest of our career, meaning we pretty much had a channel letter set being fabricated at least one per week for about a span of 10 years. This became our go-to sign that we would create in our marketplace. And because we were known for doing this one product really well and being able to pump it out in a timely manner, we became a shop known for this particular product. Even though we ended up doing everything else, we were, in fact, a channel letter shop. So when we advertised our business, we focused on heavy, concentrated digital traffic with exterior illuminated signage. This was our niche. So if you're not sure what your niche is, do some research. Look at your past invoices. Find out what makes your shop tick, what your employees like to build. That's another area that you can look at. What do your employees have to say? Interview them. Say, what would you like to make more of if we could make more of it? And then once you figure that out, market the heck out of it. Advertise it everywhere. Your go-to shop for what? Your go-to shop for business cards. Your go-to shop for logo design. Your go-to shop for t-shirts, for vehicle wraps. Whatever it is, exploit it. Throw it out there for everybody to see and forget about everything else and see what happens. The hardest part about becoming a niche shop, okay, get this, is saying no. That's the truth. That is the God's honest truth to be the hardest part about being a niche shop, because you know that you have the capabilities of doing other things. But in order to be a niche shop, you're not going to say yes to a project, even though you know you can do it when it's outside of the scope of what your niche is. So for example, you have companies out there like Direct Sign Wholesale. They're a wholesaler that makes illuminated channel letters. Now, they have the equipment and manpower to make light boxes, to make awnings, and to fabricate maybe other types of extrusions, but they don't do it. And they don't do it because it deviates from who they are as a company. It deviates from their product knowledge. It deviates from their product expertise. They're always looking for ways to perfect their business model. And when you ask them to do a product that goes outside that scope, it allows them to deviate from their plan, which opens up cracks in their process. And that's the key here. They know they can say yes, and they know that they can build it for you. But the hardest part is that they say, no, you know what? That's not what we do. I can give you another vendor to do that. And they work off of referrals because they have high integrity because of it. And because they stick to their guns and because they stick to their niche, that is why they are a successful company. So shout out to my friends over there at Direct Sign Wholesale. I wish you guys well. So that's really it for this video. Just give you something to ponder about is finding your niche is going to be very important, even if you don't want to be a niche shop, is finding it because it'll allow you to do something and do something well and be known for it. Inside your community, if you were known for doing something well, word's going to travel very quickly that you do that, and this is the guy to go talk to. Think about how many businesses are just inside your hometown that if they knew that this was the guy to go to, if you were the t-shirt guy in your shop because you do exceptional work, if you were the printer in your shop, if you were the printer in your community because you did exceptional work, this would be your niche. This is your go-to printer. He's your go-to printer. He's your go-to t-shirt guy. He's your go-to web guy. It doesn't matter what business you're in, but pick the service, pick the product that you're going to push and exploit it. Throw it out there on the digital side. Throw it out there on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, on LinkedIn, on Alignable. Throw it out there everywhere and see what comes back. And this is the most important part. You have to stick to your guns. If you want to be a niche shop, you have to be able to say no and know when to say no. If it's something that's going to deviate from outside of your scope of work, you must say no. So are you going to be a niche shop or not? Let me know. I'm curious to hear what your thoughts were. This was a little video that was a little outside the box, but I had this question asked and I thought, you know what? Being a niche shop isn't all that bad if you can find the one thing that you do well. So I'm Peter Krunis with Shopbox. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave me a comment below. Please like and subscribe, and do me a favor, hit that little bell in the top corner so you know when another video from moi is going to drop on this channel. I look forward to talking to you guys again. Stay positive out there.